Glory to God. St. John with
St. John, the 11th chapter, and the 20th verse.
Amen. Amen. Glory to the Holy Lamb of God. Yes, God. Wow.
Amen. And it reads as follows. Then Martha, as soon as she heard that Jesus was coming, went and met him. But Mary sat still in the house. Then said Martha unto Jesus, Lord, if thou hadst been here, my brother had not died. But I know that even now, whatsoever thou wilt ask of God, God will give it thee. Jesus said unto her, thy brother shall rise again. Martha said unto him, I know that he shall rise again in the resurrection at the last day. Jesus said unto her, I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. And whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die. Believest thou this? She said unto him, Yea, Lord, I believe that thou art the Christ, the Son of God, which should come into the world. Notice she never said she believed that he was a resurrection. 28th verse. And when she had so said, she went her way and called Mary her sister secretly, saying, the Master is come and calleth for thee. As soon as she heard that, she arose quickly and came unto him. 30th verse. Now Jesus was not yet come into the town, but was in that place where Martha met him. The Jews then which were with her in the house and comforted her when they saw Mary, that she rose up hastily and went out, followed her, saying, she goeth unto the grave to weep there. Then when Mary was come where Jesus was, and saw him, she fell down at his feet, saying unto him, Lord, if thou hadst been here, my brother had not died. When Jesus therefore saw her weeping, and the Jews also weeping which came with her, he groaned in the spirit and was troubled. 34th verse and final verse. And said, where have ye laid him? They said unto him, Lord, come and see. We're going to use for a topic this morning is, can you get him to move? Can you get him to move? This is the story of Jesus raising Lazarus from the dead. But we're not going to focus on Lazarus this morning. We're going to focus on Martha and Mary. And what began to happen is Lazarus had died, and Jesus was somewhere else other than where Lazarus was, and they came to him and told him that Lazarus was dead. So Jesus, being Jesus, said, I'm glad that this happened so that the Father may be glorified. So when Jesus went on his way to go to where Lazarus was, Jesus took a pit stop. He began to stop and take some rest. And Martha began to hear that Jesus was coming to town, but she didn't wait for Jesus to get there. She began to go out and she began to meet Jesus as he was on his way. And when she got to Jesus, she began to tell Jesus, Lord, if you would have been here, my brother wouldn't have died. But the way she approached Jesus was an approach where she didn't worship Jesus. She didn't really ask Jesus. Why? Because she didn't really have a relationship with Jesus. And she began to look at Jesus, believing who Jesus was, but not believing everything that he can do. What she believed was Jesus was able to prevent Lazarus from dying, but not able to raise him from the dead. That's why when he began to tell her that your brother shall live again, she began to say, at the resurrection, Jesus began to tell her, I am the resurrection. But when Martha began to talk back to Jesus, she began to say, I believe, but she never said that she believed that he was the resurrection. And what we as people of God got to understand is that we serve a God that can do more than prevent things from happening. Why? Because there are some things that got to take place in our lives so that God may be glorified. But Martha, when she went to Jesus, saying, if you would have been here, this would have happened. Why weren't you here? Why were you somewhere else when you knew that Lazarus needed you? Martha approached Jesus, believing Jesus, But she was hurt. She was mad. She was upset. The other thing that happened with Martha was that she already knew everything. When Jesus began to talk to her, she began to say, "Yea, Lord, I know all of this, but you don't believe everything that you've heard. You've heard the things that I can do. You've heard the things that I'm capable of, but yet and still, you don't believe that I'm able to do more than prevent things." But Martha began to do something. After she talked to Jesus and Jesus didn't move, Martha went back to the house and she began to pull Mary away from the people that was with her. And she began to tell Mary that Jesus was in town and that he wanted to see her. Now we understand that Jesus never told Martha that I want to see Mary, but there was something that Martha knew about Mary that she believed that Mary can get to Jesus. Now understand that this is the same Mary that anointed Jesus with oil and wiped his feet with her hair. But understand that that happened later. This was setting this up for it. I feel your Holy Ghost. But Mary, after she heard that Jesus wanted her bishop, she didn't waste no time. She got up and she began to run to Jesus. Now the people that were crying with her assumed that she was going to cry at her brother's grave. But I want you to look at your neighbor and say, "Neighbor, I'm not going where you think I'm going. You looking for me to go where the situation is. You looking for me to go where I'm going to cry my eyes out. You looking for me to go where I'm going to be troubled. But I'm not going to the place of sorrow, but I'm going to get some help." When Mary began to get to Jesus, when she got to Jesus, 32nd verse says, "Then when Mary was come where Jesus was and saw him, she fell down at his feet, saying unto him, Lord, if thou hadst been here, my brother had not died." Now Mary didn't say anything different than Martha said. She said it the exact same way. She used the exact same words. But there was something different that Mary did when she got to Jesus. She fell down at his feet. Too many times we approach Jesus with our requests, and it's not the request that doesn't get answered. It's not what we ask. Why Jesus don't answer us, it's the way we ask him. We go to Jesus with a sense of entitlement. We go to Jesus expecting that he owes us something. But Mary began to do something, Bishop. She began to get to Jesus and she fell at his feet. Why? Because that's a sign of submission. That's a sign that I believe that you're able. That's a sign that I know that you're able to do more than what my sister asked. But Mary began to fall at his feet and she said, "If thou hast been here, come on, my brother had not died." Mary went believing that Jesus could do anything. Too many of us believe that Jesus can do some things, but not any and everything that we ask of him. But Mary, when she asked him, the 33rd verse says, "When Jesus therefore saw her weeping, and the Jews also weeping which came with her, he groaned in the spirit and was troubled." 34th verse. "And said, Where have ye laid him? They said unto him, Lord, come and see." Can you get him to move? Martha went asking and believing some things. And when Mary found Jesus, he was still in the same place where Martha left him. Why? Because Martha could not get Jesus to move. So what Mary did, what Martha did was Martha began to set something up so that her brother could be raised. Granted, Martha lied to get Mary there, but she also understood that if Mary don't go, Jesus is going to get here, but in his timing. But I need a rush delivery on this, so I need to get in touch with some people that can get Jesus to move. Too many times we wait and we don't get in touch with somebody that can get Jesus to move. It wasn't that Jesus wasn't going to go to Lazarus. He was going to go. But there are some of us, that have a relationship with God that when we go to him, we can get him removed. See, some of us, I feel your Holy Ghost. Some of us believe, but we still have unbelief. Some of us believe that he can do, but not do everything. So what Martha did was she went to Mary because Mary believed Jesus. Yes. Now when Jesus began to talk to Mary, to Martha, he began to tell her, I am the resurrection.
Yes.
I am the resurrection. Meaning all I have to do is show up. And on the day of the resurrection coming, I feel you, Holy Ghost. On the day of the resurrection coming, your brother will be raised. Now all Martha had to do was say, Lord, I believe that you're the resurrection. Now just come to the grave and he'll come up. But Martha did not believe that Jesus was the resurrection. She believed he was the Son of God. But she didn't believe that he was the one that was going to be raised from the dead. So what Jesus did was Jesus stayed there until somebody came along that believed. Now I want you to look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, you talking too low. Look at him and say, neighbor, do you believe that God is able? Do you believe that there's nothing too hard for God? Do you believe that your situation isn't hopeless? Do you believe that God can do it? If you believe. I believe. You ought to look at your neighbor because you did not answer them and say, neighbor,